Commanders Nation, I think it's time we have a serious conversation about Marshon Lattimore. I think it's time. I think we need to huddle up and talk honestly about Marshon Lattimore. I'm feeling better from yesterday's loss. Thank you to everybody who liked the video. I thought the video was shit, honestly, but here we are. Here we are. I'd like to apologize. I was a bit emotional yesterday. The Falcons are not a sorry-ass team, quote-unquote, like I said yesterday. A couple Falcons fans are going on me about that. And you're right. They're not. They beat us fair and square, even without Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin and our two best players on the team. They still beat us. Who cares? They beat us. GG's to the Falcons. I'll hold the L for the entire DMV. But Marshon Lattimore through 4 games, 20 targets against, 11 catches allowed, 173 yards in total, 9 first downs, 6 penalties, and 3 15-yard completions. By the way, I'm showing y'all highlights of Marshon Lattimore with the Saints because I want to show y'all who he was. He's not old. Man's not even in his 30s yet. He's 29. 29. He's 29. That's not old. The life expectancy is getting longer. He's a pup. And he's playing like this. I want to have a serious conversation. An earnest one. With all the DMV Nation and Commanders Nation, the little ones that y'all follow me. But if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I would truly appreciate it. Yeah, Marshon's 29. Come on. So, this right here, you don't expect this from a CB1, let alone a CB1 that's making how much money? Oh, no, I got it right here. Marshon Lattimore is making, he's costing us an $18 million cap hit this year, $16 million in base salary, $2 million roster bonus, a workout bonus for him working on his biceps. Again, he's 29 years old this year. Now, I'm going to go back to these stats. This is not what I expect from a dude who's making $18 million a year. Not only that, but a guy who's one of the top paid players at his position in the National Football League. So now, again, I think it's more than enough time to have an honest conversation about him. And honestly, and I'm going to pull my face up for this one, y'all can scroll back up in this shitty channel's previous videos. I've defended Marshon Lattimore. So for those out there who are thinking, dude, you're going too hard. No, dude. I predicted Lattimore would break out for us this year. I was just like, he had a hammy. Of course, the A.J. Brown took advantage of him. I predicted he was going to break out. I did. I predicted multiple times in this offseason he's going to break out. So this is coming from a Marshon Lattimore supporter. This is hurting me right now. Yesterday, I'm not going to say it was the final straw because it's still early on in the season. First quarter of the season is pretty much done with. Things can change. But I just want to let y'all know where this is coming from. This is coming from a dude who was rooting for this. I said no emotions. All right. So we know how bad he's been doing the first 4 games. I'd say he's been our worst cornerback. And that includes a rookie cornerback who has been our best cornerback in Trey Amos. Mikey Sandestill, I love Mikey Sandestill. I think he's going to be a great player for us. He was a great player for us his rookie year, and I think he's going to be a great player for us going forward. He's been a little And no offense, I think also they're not even targeting Mike Mackey as much. But, I'm not mad at Mikey. He got an interception yesterday. I'm not mad. And you saw a couple of plays that he had against Drake London. He damn near, had a PBU on. But it's not his fault. He's freaking 5'7", But anyways, I love Mikey. Frozone forever, Anyways, Marshon has a grade right now of 46.9 on PFF this year, which ranks him 130. I can't even see 130 something. 170 snap counts. And, right now, with receptions allowed, they say 7. Here it says 11. PFF can be a bit weird sometimes. 58 out of 100 something cornerbacks. I don't know. Even PFF is dogging on him. All you need to do is just watch the game. And you know what's up. You know what's up if you're watching the game. Now, let's rewind the clocks a bit. Okay? The investment in him. Even Josh Taylor wrote an article saying, is it time to give up? Is it time to give up on Marshon Lattimore? This is what we gave up to get him. See, in my opinion, you got to go back to where you came from, how you got there, and how you're going to resolve this issue. We gave up a 3rd-round pick, a 4th-round pick, and a 6th-round pick to the Saints for Lattimore and a 5th-round pick in last year's draft. Oh, thank God we got Laramie Tunsil's trade working on next year's draft. So, again, a 3rd, a 4th, and a 6th. That's what we gave up to get Lattimore, his big-ass contract, and a 5th-round pick. So, essentially, in a 3rd round, it was like the Jahan Dotson trade. But, we could have used these picks. We got a draft wizard in Adam Peters. I mean, I'm still waiting for him to hit on these picks, honestly. And that's no shade on Adam Peters. I think it's way too early. I still think Adam Peters is a draft wizard. I think he's going to be a draft wizard. You know what I mean? I mean, he's been a draft wizard, so I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But a draft wizard could have definitely used these picks. We got the oldest team in the NFL. We could have definitely used these picks to get younger. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Now, for those who tell me, oh, dude, he's washed up. He's washed up. Marshall's washed up. Perhaps. Again, he's 29 years old. Here's my retort to that, though. And this is why I keep saying, and I forgot to start off the video like this. Is Joe Witt Jr. fired yet? I'm sorry, but I'm over Joe Witt Jr. I like him as a person. I think he's a good dude. I have respect for him. But honestly, whenever I see him out there in the booth, they show him in the thing, this man looks clueless. Somebody commented on that on the video yesterday, and I thoroughly agree. Man looks clueless. Joe Witt Jr., maybe he's a better secondary coach. Maybe, I don't think he's putting our players in the best position. Anyways, to each their own. Much respect to Joe Witt Jr., but he ain't it for me. He ain't it. You see, I'm trying to remain professional. I'm trying to anyways, for those who say Marshon's washed up, I think I disagree, respectfully. And here's why. For those who don't know, Marshon last year was actually balling with the Saints. He was balling with the Saints. I made videos on this, dude. I had the stats. I had to prove it up. This man was balling as recent of last year. Last year. I'm going to bring up something real quick for you guys. Marshon rarely got scored on. Touchdown-wise. Before joining us, rarely got scored on. Okay? There's a beautiful stat here. The last time he got scored on was 2021. And it was also the last time he was selected to a Pro Bowl. But over the last 3 seasons and 889 coverage snaps, he's only been scored on once. This is according to, when he joined us last year. And then he joined us, man, he's got scored on 47 times already. So I don't, AJ Brown, come on. Also, quote unquote, he locks down receivers. According to Next Gen Stat, Marshon Lattimore has a negative 12.3 completion percentage rate over expected when targeted as the nearest defender this season, which was last season. Last season. Let me repeat that again. He had a 12.3 completion percentage rate over expected when targeted as the nearest defender last season with the Saints before the trade deadline. He was balling with the Saints. The only better than him was freaking Jalen Johnson, who's a stud with the Bears, and Bernardo Green. He's also been targeted at 9.7% of his coverage snaps, the second lowest amongst the quarterbacks this season. In 7 games, and for a good reason, Quarterbacks rarely have success when they target him. He has a 70.4 passer rating over the past 3 seasons. Again, ladies and gentlemen, he was a stud last year before joining us. He had the second lowest among perimeter cornerbacks this season. He was targeted 9.7 of his cover snaps. Offenses were straying away from him. They were scared of him. Y'all remember when he played against the Saints last year for us? The Saints didn't even throw the ball his way. So again, this is why I'm leaning towards Joe Witt Jr. It leads me to believe if this man had recent success, as recent as last year before joining us, and he got the hammy with us, so maybe he had an excuse when he got dogged last year. It leads me to believe that the coaches are not putting him in the right spot. Now, I'm not going to give Marshon a pass. I think Marshon has more than deserved for this blame for his atrocious play this year. As a matter of fact, if I'm going to give y'all a percentage, my opinion ain't shit, but you know what I mean? I'm thinking leaning 65% it's Lattimore and 35% it's coaching staff. And by coaching staff, again, I'm sorry, I think it's Joe Witt Jr. I think Joe Witt Jr.'s not putting our secondary in a prime spot to be, contentious. And it's weird because Joe Witt Jr. comes from a secondary type dude. Previous secondary coach. So, you know what I mean? It's weird. But a guy like Dan Quinn, who coached the Legion of Boom, could possibly do a thing or two for Marshon Lattimore. So again, I have this question to you guys. I don't know, dude. What do you guys think it is? Is it more Marshon or is it more the coach? I think it's more Marshon, honestly, but I still think that there's something to salvage there. I still think so. And this is just me being a little bit optimistic, dude, but I still think there's something to salvage. I still think there is. So, also, another thing. For Marshon, if we want to get rid of him, we would have a post-June 1 or release him. We would save $60 million in cap space for 2025. A post-June 1 trade release. Obviously, it would stink because we gave up all those draft picks for him. Here's the dead cap and all that fun stuff for all the cap nerds out there. Ideally, and Josh Hiller brought this up, and I agree. If we can trade him and get Jonathan Jones back, he's on IR right now, but get him back and healthy so that he can replace Lattimore, trade Lattimore for a 6th round pick to try to recoup some value that we gave up for him. And also we're low on draft picks next year. That's another avenue we can take. But again, Dan Quinn is a loyal guy. He has a longer leash than other dudes. And I kind of feel like with Joe Witt Jr., that's Dan Quinn's guy. So I kind of feel like, I don't know. I don't think Joe Witt Jr. is going anywhere. And if Joe Witt Jr. is not going anywhere, I think Marshon Lattimore's play is not going to improve. I think there's still something left in Lattimore. I think he needs to freaking step up and, stop dicking around, honestly. Again, I'm going to say it now. I'm going to say it again. I think it's 65% on Lattimore, 35% on the coaching staff. Lattimore's more to blame. Very disappointed in Lattimore. I'm also very disappointed in Joe Witt Jr. I'm just being straightforward. I just can't. I'm still bummed out. But you know what? GG's to the Falcons. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Marshon Lattimore, you are on the microscope, dude. I just really can't. The DMV is up in flames right now with Marshon, and rightfully so. Take care, everybody. On positive news, though, Wizards Media Day was today. Trey Johnson, you got to freaking love him. You got to freaking love Trey Johnson. For those who are going through the woes right now, Trey Johnson is him. Trey Johnson is him. We got another stud in town. We're going to be fine, dude. At DMV, we're going to be fine. Take care, everybody. Peace, y'all.